2 crashes of brand new airplanes within 5 months of each other. That doesn't happen in modern aviation.
And the question was, did Boeing put an unsafe plane in the air?
Boeing waged a pretty vigorous public relations campaign.
There was a blame game going on.
They talked about
The new Netflix documentary, Downfall, the case against Boeing, focuses primarily on 2 terrible crashes of Boeing aircraft that happened in 2018 and 2019. A congressional investigation followed, which revealed Boeing's focus on business, which the documentary argues overshadowed safety.
Rory Kennedy is the director, and she joins us now. Good morning, Rory.
Good morning.
Thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me. It's great to be here.
So what was the big surprise when you went into this? Did you have an idea what this film was going to be, and information led you in another direction?
Well, I think like many people, I followed this story. 346 people died in these 2 airplane crashes that happened within 5 months of each other, the same airplane, the same type of airplane, a 737 MAX. So that was deeply concerning. I was a little taken aback by Boeing's response to the crashes, which seemed to focus on really pilot blame more than owning what happened. And I felt like there was more to the story. So I did, an 18-month investment in this story and tracked exactly what happened, what Boeing knew when. There were a number of shocking revelations to me in the process of making this film. I'll talk about one specifically. Between the first crash and the second crash, there was a report done by the FAA. It's called a TARAM report. That report showed that this plane would likely crash 15 times over the course of its lifetime. And that's on average once every 2 years. And Boeing and the FAA, knowing that, made the decision to keep that plane in the air in the hopes that it wouldn't crash before they were able to fix the problem.
So I think people feel that the FAA and the NTSB are looking out for our best interests and are somehow engaged with these airline companies making planes to make sure that they are safe before they roll out. So what happened?
Well, I feel the same way, and that was part of the reason I made this film. I walked down that jetway, and I think the airlines is looking out for our safety. The manufacturer is, the FAA is, the NTSB is, Congress is, and they all failed us in this instance. The FAA didn't properly regulate Boeing. Boeing didn't share the information it was supposed to. Boeing actually, there was a process at the time where they were able to self-regulate largely. And, there was trust put in the company that I think was ill-directed. And the manufacturer, as we show throughout this, made a series of decisions that if you look at them, what's the common denominator? Profit over safety.
So have these problems been fixed?
Well, they've made a lot of significant fixes to the 737 MAX. There are many family members whose family died in these crashes, as well as airplane pilots who have ongoing concerns about the safety of the 737 MAX.
Is there any discussion about whether this warrants criminal charges?
Well, if you go on Twitter, it's a big discussion. I mean, I think a lot of people feel 346 people died in these 2 airplane crashes. Boeing was asked to pay a fee as a result of that, but they were largely protected from criminal charges, and nobody at Boeing has served none of the management has served any time.
So what does Boeing have to say for itself? I'm sure you asked them, and when they start issuing written statements, that's usually not a great sign, but what was their argument?
I think it's really a question for Boeing. They haven't really responded to me about the film. So I don't know what their counter argument would be. This is a very well documented film. Every statement in this film is double, triple fact checked. So they really haven't come out, at least to me, with any counter argument.
Well, the film is Downfall, and you can follow Rory on all the socials. That film is Downfall, the case against Boeing. It's on Netflix right now. Rory Kennedy, thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.